afternoon. My name is Jack Kennedy. My demonstrative speech is VB Waves for Mr. Fotinos' Comm 101 class, Public Speaking. Let's start off with the boards, shall we? There are three kinds of boards: a short board, a mid-length, and a long board. Short boards are mainly for bigger and faster waves, so you can get the most airtime or technical tricks that you want to do. Mid-lengths are like long boards and short boards. They're mainly for every kind of wave, but they require more skill than long boards, but a lot less skill than short boards because they're not as technical. Onto the long boards. Long boards are for smaller waves like VB has that will catch anything and will ride it as much as they can. You can't really turn on these boards as they're big and clunky and slow. Before you go out surfing, there are a few things that you should consider before going out on the water. One of those things happens to be the tides. If we take a look at this chart, we can see that at 5 a.m. is at low tide, while at the next high tide would be at 11:48 a.m., which is right there. At 11:48, the high tide will be 4 feet, and at low tide, it's around 1 to 1.5 feet tall. We use this information to determine whether we should go out and where we should go out. There's different tide schedules for every location, so it's best to find where you're gonna go and some alternative options if you decide against going. Today I'll be running the long way. Let's talk about how we paddle. So, when you're on the board, you want to put your chest out, and you want to reach straight ahead of you, and you want to be about at the top of your head when you're paddling, and then when you go to dig in, you don't want to reach for it. You want to be around shoulder at a 90-degree angle when you're paddling. So you use the least amount of energy while also getting the most out of your swings. Let's talk about how we ride the board, shall we? So, you want to be around the front end of the board so you can get the most speed so you can turn the best while you're on the water. For this board, I would like to be around here. My chin is about right parallel to the sun on this board. You want to find a good indicator for every board. On the short board, there's a little dent that I use to find where I should be. Now it's different for every board and every person, so you have to find what's best for you. Let's talk about how we pop up so we can get on our board and standing. So, when you're on your board, you want to push up or at your chest, and then you want to lift your feet and grab your non-dominant foot so you can move it up. And you don't want to put your knees on the board ever, because that will bang up your knees and your board. And then as soon as you're at this point, you want to stand up and get in a slouching kind of position while also keeping your hands out for balance.